Hi students, and welcome to today's live Ielts class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Central Europe. I hope everybody is having a fantastic weekend so far, staying healthy, strong, productive, looking to develop themselves and get some high band scores on the Ielts exam. Hi Jainil, hi Rafi, welcome students. This lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com. For academic IELTS success, check us out there. Join our premium courses. For the general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. That's generalieltshelp.com, where we have materials specific for the general IELTS. Welcome, Chabi. Hi, Carolina. Welcome to our moderator. Thank you for being here with us. All right, everyone, this is what our academic IELTS website looks like with the blue background. For academic IELTS, click this big red button to join our premium package. Get access to all of our HD videos, practice exams, mobile applications. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. Definitely worth it. For the general IELTS, same idea. Green background, click that big red button. We are an official IELTS registration center, as well as certified British Council agents. So you are in good hands with us. If anybody has questions, send me an email to adrian@aehelp.com and I will definitely get back to you as quickly as possible. You can practice your speaking for free on our websites. And just some quick admin announcement. Right now we have speaking part 2. This will be a speaking class, so make sure that you speak and repeat after me. And tomorrow, Sunday, and then Monday and Tuesday, no classes. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, no class. And then I'm back on Wednesday with speaking part 1 for everybody. All right, so lots of classes, regular week coming up after. Let's get right into our task 2 cue card. Here is the cue card for today. So you are in your IELTS speaking exam. The examiner will call you into your room. You have a specific time when you have to be there. Now, it's a really good idea to show up to your exam early. And what should you do when you are at your exam early? Okay, Nico, you're very, very welcome. I'm happy you're on board and I'm happy you're in the class. So when you show up to your exam early, just before I get going here, I want to remind you of this because as many of you know, yesterday I sat for an official academic IELTS exam and I did this and it worked fantastic. So what should you do when you go to your exam early? And I didn't see people doing this, unfortunately. So my message isn't loud enough yet. Carolina says, talk to another candidate. Yeah, I actually did that yesterday for my official exam. I printed 2 copies of questions for the exam. I went there early and I actually found someone to talk to. You're going to see this in one of the videos that we're producing on our channel. So go to the exam early, print out 2 sets of the same questions and ask other candidates to practice with you before your exam. You have to go at least, and this is another important one, you have to go at least 45 minutes early because your registration starts about 20 minutes before your speaking interview begins, okay? So you must get to your speaking exam at least 45 minutes before, because you need to register as well. and that can take 15, 20 minutes to register, okay? So I did this, everyone. So yesterday for my speaking exam, I went early and I found someone, and I went up to them and said, hey, look, I'm here for my speaking exam, and I would like to practice, warm up a bit. Would you mind? Guess what this person said? They said, hey, no, that's a great idea. And I passed them the piece of paper. And for about 10, 15 minutes, we were asking some questions from each other on the paper and answering. And afterwards, he said, wow, yeah, I feel way better now, more confident, more relaxed. So they were really thankful. Okay, they were actually much more calm and confident going into their exam. So it worked out really well. So you're going to see this in an upcoming video. Okay, so definitely a great strategy to do. Okay, so you go into your exam, you register, you meet with the examiner, you go through the part 1 questions, and then the examiner says, okay, that's the end of part 1. Now we will begin with part 2. For part 2, here is a card with some questions. In this case, they will just pass you the card, or they will, there's different ways, but you don't actually touch the card because of COVID. So they'll pass you the card. They'll say, here's a card with some questions on it. You will have 1 to 2 minutes, you will have 1 minute to read the questions, think about your answers, take notes in that time if you wish, and then you will have 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start and when to stop. By the way, my question yesterday in my official Ielts exam was about a place in my city I go to for enjoyment. So a place that I enjoy visiting in my city. That was the part 2 cue card question. Okay, so these questions are quite standard. They're quite typical. It's going to be a place. For me, it was a place yesterday. It's going to be an object, an event, an idea, or a person. Okay? It's going to be one of those. All right? Okay, so they show you the card, and then they'll say your 1 minute preparation time begins now. So they will read the topic sentence for you. So they will say, they should, discuss an exciting day in your life. So they'll pass you the card and they'll go, okay, discuss an exciting day in your life. Now, it's good to listen to the examiner saying that question, but also read it, and read it twice, just so you're 100% sure that you have the right idea. Okay? All right, discuss an exciting day in my life, in this case, right? Discuss an exciting day in my life. Okay, so exciting day, something that happened. All right. When it happened, where were you? Okay. So time, location. What made the day so exciting? And how do you feel about this day? So this is, again, a typical question you could get on a cue card dealing with an event. Okay, all right, so we've read the question. We know that it's an event. And this is exactly what I did yesterday in my exam. So what I'm showing you what to do here is exactly what I did, and I felt really comfortable, and I talked fluently. I didn't repeat myself. So this is what you need to do. Okay, so we're talking about an event. The event is in the past. So I have to use past tense, past progressive, past perfect, right? Okay. And when I talk about an event, what do I need to include? Otabek, past, present, and future, PPT or PPF, I think is what you're thinking of, is not necessarily useful. Like in this case, it's more about the past, maybe a little bit about the present, because it's a talk about an exciting day in your life. When did it happen? So it's in the past. Okay. So Chabi says time for sure. And the question's asking, right, when it happened. So time is clear. Yeah. Location, absolutely. So time, location. Yeah, that's what you need to think of. Very good, Janil. So attendees, who was at this event? Obviously, you were there. Who else was there? Your parents, your brothers, cousins, friends, teachers, students. Who was there? Okay, so time, location, Attendees. Yeah. Okay. So the people on, that's right. The activities. Yeah. So what did you do? What happened on this day? Very good. And your experience, your significance. That's right, Janelle. So the significance of these events or the experience is the same idea. Okay. As long as you include a couple of sentences about each of these, it's a very good chance that you will get a great band score and you are on the right track. Okay. So Prashita, how you felt is part of your experience. Okay. That's part of your experience. All right. So far, so good. So now our next step, and this is happening very quickly, so certainly you have to practice lots because I definitely noticed that when I was doing this in my 1 minute, I had to be fast. So I did have to really be focused, visual, and be fast. So what are places currently in Budapest that I enjoy visiting? I had to think of 2, 3 good ideas, and then I picked one. So the next step, I just spoiled it for you, is Moira, we've already done tense. So tense is the past here. Focus on the past. So now I think of 2 to 3 events, okay, that, again, focus here is exciting. So 2 to 3 events. Okay, so 3 exciting that I can choose from. Okay, be original. So it doesn't have to be really anything strange, but it has to be something original. Okay, your choice here is very important. So it has to be original. It has to be something easy to talk about. And ideally, there's lots of content. So you can give a lot of information, okay? So the place that I chose to talk about yesterday was Margit Island, which is also a city park in Budapest in the Danube River. And this island has a lot of different venues. It has restaurants, sports centers, a petting zoo, a running track. So it has a lot to offer. So it was really easy to talk about for the 2 minutes. So easy and lots of content, okay? That's what you want to do. Don't pigeonhole yourself. So pigeonholing is when you say one idea which is really difficult to talk a lot about. So it's just one quick concept, okay? All right, so let's talk about some exciting events. Give me some options here that we can choose from, and then we will discuss each of them. Students, use English in the chat, please. Okay. All right. So, what are some exciting days? Okay. So, Abhishek says, "Met my girlfriend." All right. I'll put that up there. And then we'll go through each of them in a little bit more detail. All right, what else? So what are some exciting days? Okay, so Kevin says reaching the summit of Everest. All right, well, if you did that, that's definitely going to be a very exciting day. Yeah, what else? Andre says celebrated birthday. So it's an exciting day. Gaurav says birthday as well. Andre says buying a new car. All right. Let's see some more because I'm going to give you feedback on your ideas and what you need to think about. Okay, Dima says getting a promotion. Okay, promotion at work. Going to the dentist, graduation day, wedding. Okay. All right. So far, university enrollment, driver's license. Okay. All right. Rajpreet says going on vacation. All right. So far, I'm not really liking any of these too much. Okay, Jaineel, that's a good one. Visiting an amusement park. Sure. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go through these, and then let's kind of give them some ratings. Okay, we're going to rate these. So this is very important, and I realized yesterday too how truly important this is. Okay. All right, so we're going to have a rating system of 1 to 3. Okay, so we're going to do a rating system from 1 to 3. 1 means it's very, and 3 means not so much. So if you give it a 1, it means it's very original. If you give it a 3, it means it's not really original. If you give it a 1 so we're going to do it 3 times, okay, for each one. We'll go through a few of them, not all of them, but a few of them. If you give it a 1, it means really easy to talk about. If you give it a 3, it means not so much. If you give it a 1, it means lots of content. If you give it a 3, not so much. Okay, so let's try this. Let's see what not just me, but what the other students think. So watch the chat here, everyone. Let's go through these, and then I'll do this in a more logical system here. Okay, so met my girlfriend, original. Okay. Is it a 1, 2, or a 3? What do you think? So let's take other people's votes, because I'm always giving my opinion and I want to see what everybody else thinks. So if I talk about an exciting day, and my exciting day is when I met my girlfriend or my boyfriend, number 1, it's very original. Number 2, so-so. Number 3, not really original. Okay? So give the ratings. So Chabi says 3, 3, 1. So a lot of you are saying, let's go one at a time first, and then we can speed up. So a lot of you are saying 3. Okay, the most popular vote is 3. So many of you are saying that's not really original. So probably a lot of students are going to talk about that. Okay, easy to talk about. Okay, it's very easy to talk about. Number 1. Or not so easy to talk about. You can do it like what I'm doing as well, so you don't need to put the equal sign. So O3E. I think it's fairly easy to talk about. So I would say it's easy to talk about, 3. And content, maybe a 1 or a 2. Not a lot of content usually when the day that we meet our so it sounds weird, but I've heard people try to talk about this and they always have trouble finding the content. So if I'm really being honest, I'd give it at best a 2. Okay. All right. So original, not really. Easy to talk about. Sorry, I would go 1 here. Yeah, I would say it's very easy to talk about it. I think that most people could tell someone else about the day that they met their girlfriend or their boyfriend. So it's very easy to talk about, but it's not a lot of content. That's actually a dangerous combination. Why? So why is it a dangerous combination when you choose a topic for part 2 that's not very original? This is actually a really bad combination. So it's not very original. It's quite easy to talk about, and there's not a lot of content. Why is that a dangerous combination? Why is that not a good idea or not a good choice for part 2? Yeah, very good. Chubby. So people will finish talking before their 2 minutes is up. Andre says they'll get stuck. They'll start repeating the same idea. Okay. Yeah, Dimas, you should try to think of an original idea for sure. Okay. So the problem with this, the reason it's dangerous is because you'll talk quickly and you'll run out of ideas quickly. So that's not very good, okay? All right. Yeah, so Kevin says the same thing. So it's common content. You'll go down the same road as most candidates and then start ranting about ideas when you run out of ideas. So probably wouldn't talk about that all that much. Okay, all right. So let's go to the next one. Climbing Mount Everest and reaching the summit. I actually thought that was quite a clever one. So is it original? Very, kind of, or not so much? 1, 2, or 3? Okay. So yeah, you can absolutely lie. I see Carolina and someone else talking about that too. Yeah, you can talk about reaching the summit of Mount Everest. They do not care about that. Okay. So original, yeah, absolutely. Okay. So original, I would go 1. It's very original. Easy to talk about. What do you think? Is it easy to talk about climbing to the top of a mountain? I wonder what all of you will put. I'm going to be a little bit more patient here. So is it easy or not so much? Okay, so a lot of you are now switching to saying, well, it's maybe a bit tricky to talk about. Neha says maybe it's easy to talk about. I would say a safe bet, and that's what I kind of see as the average or the mean, is 2. It's not exactly easy to talk about, but it's okay. All right. Content. So reaching the summit of Everest. If you're thinking about time, location, attendees, activities, experience, content, is it easy to talk lots about an exciting day reaching? So content varies. So lots of content, number 1. 2, kind of, or 3, not so much. Okay. What do you think about content? Yeah, I would agree with all of you putting 1 for content. It's 1 to 2. Okay. So I would safely say 2. That would be my vote. Okay. So this is a much better choice than this. Okay. It's original. It's fairly easy to talk about, so it's not terribly difficult. I think a lot of you could talk about it. And you could say a fair bit of information about getting ready for the trip, the difficulties you had getting to the top, the pictures that you took while you were up there. So it's not too bad, okay? Ideally, what you're going for is... So the ideal statistic, of course, that you're going for is original, very easy, very, and content, very. Okay, so that's kind of your ideal situation. Celebrating a birthday doesn't fit this because it's too common. Buying a car, kind of, it's not a bad choice. Promotion at work is okay. Wedding would be, I think, not too original. Dentist, it's not really an exciting day. It's more of you're nervous or you're scared. So it's not very accurate to say dentist. I wouldn't choose that one either. Graduation day, it's fairly easy to talk about. Lots of content, definitely not original. Same thing with university. So that would be 311 for these, 311. Driver's license would be like a 211, so that's not bad. Going on vacation, if you have an original idea, like flying to Hawaii could be good, okay? Visiting an amusement park could be original and could be easy and could have lots of content depending on what you're talking about, okay? The nice thing about an amusement park is that you have lots of potential content because there are lots of different exciting activities that you can do at an amusement park, okay? So visiting an amusement park I thought was quite a clever idea. Let's pick that one for today. Okay. When you're thinking about this, think about the activities. Okay. So when you're thinking about an event, specifically really focus about the activities of that event. So here you have amusement park. What can you do at an amusement park? So what are some activities that you do at an amusement park which can be really exciting? Okay, give me some ideas and let's see, and this might build some of your vocabulary as well. Okay, Prashita says rides. What kind of rides? Okay, roller coaster, yeah. And the good thing here is you don't need spelling. So roller coaster, yeah. All right. What else? Not just roller coaster, carousel, yeah. Okay. Think broad. So don't just think about the rides. There we go. Mishka Tool says enjoy a picnic. Okay. Original, it could be less than a 1, but if you're specific with your amusement park, it's going to be fine. Okay. Rafi says bumper cars. Somebody said cotton candy. Yeah. Love that cotton candy. Okay. Ferris wheel. Very good, Naruto. All right. I think it's Ferris wheel. Okay. Maybe that's one word, actually. Anyway, spelling doesn't matter in your speaking. So Ferris wheel, that's the big wheel. Yeah. Okay. It's not Room of Fear, 46Y Peck, but it's House of Terror. Okay. That's very good. All right, ice cream. Yeah, so we got lots. Okay, ice cream. Dancing, yeah. So lots to do at an amusement park, right? And you can spend a full day there very easily, and it's meant for a one-day enjoyment. So that's the kind of idea that would work really well. Okay, good. All right. So now we need some notes. All right. Let's take some notes, useful notes. I, again, was reassured that this is a very good idea, and I did this. So you get a piece of paper, you get a pen, you can take notes in the 1 minute. You should. I took some notes, then you have to leave that there, okay? There's also animal shows, carnival games. Very good, Prashita. Carnival games where you're throwing a ball and you can win prizes, right? So, okay, so let's take some useful notes, okay? All right. It's very visual as well, so lots of benefits to this one. All right, so remember when you're talking about an event, go in this order. So start with the time, then the location, then the attendees, then the activities, then the experience, okay? So what is the time? When was this day? When did you go? Try to be a bit realistic. Most of the amusement parks have been closed for the last year and a half. So when did you go? Chabi says summer of 2009. Yeah, Ois, I would say let's jump back to 2018, pre-COVID, right? So okay, hot day on a Saturday, right? So be specific, lots of details, all right? You don't need to say prior to lockdown, but instead Say it was in June 2018, hot day on a Saturday, and you can even say it was friend's birthday. Now you can mix in things like birthday, right? Okay. All right, good. Where was it? So give me some locations, all right? Give me some specific locations that are accurate and specific, okay? Like Six Flag, Magic Mountain, California. Okay, Six Flags. Magic Mountain, California, something like that, okay? Abhil says Wonderland Amusement Park. Sandeep says Walt Disney World. Parc de Paris says Chabi. Good. Okay, so Tomorrowland, Abhil. Very good. Okay, all of those work just fine. All right, good. Now, attendees, who were there? Okay. So the attendees. Okay, who was there? Who went with you? So be specific with this as well, okay? The more details, the more description that you give, the better you will do. Abhil says, me and my colleagues. Fertil says, me and my girlfriend. Okay. Me and my friends. Okay. Sure. So me and 3 friends from high school. Okay. So okay, so 3 high school friends. So again, be specific. Don't just say 3 friends, but say 3 high school friends and then more about them. So you want to give a little bit of extra information. Okay, let's do activities and experience together. Remember how I've said that when you're talking about people, you always want to give their characteristic, their personality, like hardworking, and then you want to give their activity, like they wake up at 6 a.m. and then they work until 10 p.m., only taking an hour for lunch. So they're very hardworking. Okay, so personality backed up by action. Here you can have activity backed up by experience. Okay, now the primary here is exciting. Okay, now with exciting, you can have fun, scary, memorable, laughs, okay? Okay, all of these. So here we can take these ideas, and of course I'm walking you through this, but this is happening in your mind very, very quickly. So here we have our activities, and which one of these would be considered scary? So which, or thrilling, for example, Sunam is saying. So roller coaster, carousel, food picnic, bumper cars, cotton candy, Ferris wheel, house of terror, ice cream, dancing, carnival games, prizes. Which one of these would be scary, or which of these would be scary? Okay. And hopefully we all have kind of the same kind of ideas. Okay. So yeah, the roller coaster, the giant wheel. The giant wheel is the Ferris wheel. I'm having a heck of a time spelling that, but yeah, the Ferris wheel. And the House of Terror or the House of Horror would be scary. A carousel would not be really, I think, scary. Bumper cars would not be scary. Okay. All right. So this is kind of how I would divide this. So the roller coaster, the house of terror or the house of horror, the Ferris wheel, those would be scary. And then here, scary, right? And then why? Why is it scary? So why is the roller coaster and why is the Ferris wheel scary? So go into details, okay? One of the reasons a lot of students run out of ideas or they start to repeat themselves is because they don't go into enough detail with each point, okay? So why is a Ferris wheel scary? Okay. For many people that are joining in, because I saw one person saying, I don't know what he's talking about, we're answering this part 2 cue card. Discuss an exciting day in your life. Say when it happened. Where were you? What made the day so exciting? And how did you feel about this day? And right now we're taking some notes and some ideas to answer that question. And I'm showing you how to go into details. Okay. So Ravi says because it's very high, and Rashika says because it's very fast. So high, fast, sure. Okay. Fertile says because of our primitive homuncular system. Yeah. Okay. All right. Feeling of falling. Yeah, it's good. So you're describing it. Yeah, it's a feeling of falling. It's scary. Okay. Good. All right. And then the same. So carousel, bumper cars, cotton candy, ice cream. Why is that exciting? So carousels, bumper cars, cotton candy, ice cream, dancing. Why would that be exciting? So what's going on there? Prashita, a very good element of surprises for the previous. Yep, that's for the House of Horror. Yep, very good. Okay, those details are what are going to get you those high band scores. So why would carousel? Because remember, it's an exciting day. You have to keep focusing on the topic. So why is a carousel, a bumper car, cotton candy, ice cream, why is that exciting? So why would that, what's exciting about a carousel or a bumper car? Yeah, Anthony says, because it makes me feel happy, okay? So happiness is a type of excitement. Lots of happy moments. Okay, very good, Kevin. So uplifting, yeah. The music, right? Music, uplifting, sure. I don't know about you, but if ever I go to amusement parks and I'm on the carousel, especially the bumper cars, I have a lot of great laughs. So when I'm smashing into my friends with a bumper car, it's exciting because I'm laughing like crazy. Bumping into, yeah, exactly. There we go. Andre says it's funny, right? It's really funny. Okay. All right. All right, and carnival games, prizes, it's again another type of excitement. It's the thrill of victory, the thrill of winning. Right? Okay, good. So we've got lots. Let's get into our response here. So now the examiner says, okay, your time is up. But before your time is up, you have to have your first sentence ready. And again, when I did my official IELTS exam, I found that this was really useful. So when the examiner said, okay, your time is up, I literally had my first sentence both in my head and on my piece of paper ready to go. Okay, so the first sentence has to be ready. This was really useful in my exam yesterday. So write your first sentence. I'm going to do the same. So one of the most exciting days I've had recently, well, as recently as possible, was visiting Six Flags Magic Mountain Amusement Park in California back in the summer of 2018. Okay, so that is my first sentence. That's what I came up with. Okay, and when the examiner says, okay, your 1 minute preparation time is up, please begin speaking, immediately I start with one of the most exciting days I've had recently. Well, as recently as possible, was visiting Six Flags Magic Mountain Amusement Park in California back in the summer of 2018. Okay. All right, Naruto. So if you say, if I were going to describe exciting experiences that I had, I suppose I would say it's not a good start. It's wishy-washy. It's not specific. You need to be specific. Un says, an exciting day that I've had recently is a visit at Six Flags Mountain Amusement Park 2 years ago. Very good, Un. That's specific. I could tell, by the way, when I started with a very specific sentence and I was looking at my examiner yesterday, I could tell he was really happy that I was speaking very specific. Like, he looked up and he was like, oh, somebody's giving me like a really direct answer. So that's really good, okay? All right. Rashika says, back in June 2018, the most breathtaking day in my life was visiting an amusement park in California. Rashika, not a bad start, but it's not really a breathtaking day. Exciting and breathtaking, careful. It's not, so we wouldn't say that an amusement park is breathtaking. Climbing the top of Mount Everest could be breathtaking, but not really an amusement park. Okay? All right, so now that I have this, my next step is basically to go through all of the different points that I've made in my notes, keeping in mind that I'm talking about time, location, attendees, and then the activities and the experience in this order, and really focusing on paying attention to detail. So at this point, I take basically my next note, the June of 2018. So I remember that it was a hot day. Now watch, immediately, so whenever I'm speaking, I'm always thinking, okay, hot day, qualitative, immediately quantitative. And I did this in my exam yesterday. I found that quantitative language really helped give clear information, and the examiner loved it. So I remember that it was a hot day, around 35 or 38 degrees plus on June 16th because it was my friend's 25th birthday, and he had always wanted to go to this theme park, so we finally made the trip. Okay, so again, I'm giving more information about the specific day, what that day was like. I'm setting the context. I'm not rushing through my ideas. I'm giving details, okay? Chrysolite says, my visit to Six Flags Magic Mountain Amusement Park in California in the summer of 2018 was the most exciting day I can remember recently, okay? Asadova says, back in August 2017, the most delightful day in my life was visiting an amusement park in California. Very good, Asadova. That's exactly what you want to do. Give very specific examples, okay? All right? Be direct. The more direct you are, the better your mark is going to be. All right, Bharat says, I'm glad to mention one of the most exciting days in my life was a roller coaster ride in Rajari Garden, New Delhi. It was scary and thrilling. Bharat, you have a good idea, but it sounds like you're going to run out of ideas very quickly and you're going to be repeating yourself a lot. So you need to go into more detail. One way to do that is to keep remembering quantitative language. Okay? All right. Okay, so we took a road trip there from Seattle, Washington with 3 of my friends. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, I remember my notes now. With 3 of my friends from high school, whom I have known for the past 10 years. Okay, so see how those notes help me to stretch and give more details? Okay, that's what earns you band scores in your part 2 response. That's what you need to do. So all I'm doing now is I'm sticking with my strategy and I'm going through time, I'm going through location and attendees. Okay, so we know it's Six Flags, it's in California. I can even give more information about the location at this point before I go into the detailed activities. So okay, so Six Flags is a world-famous amusement park on over 100 acres of land and is just slightly north of Los Angeles. We spent an entire day there from morning until night. Okay, so how can I make this better? We spent an entire day there from morning until night. How can I change from morning until night so it's even clearer for the examiner and so I'm giving more details? What can I do? So I want to show you how you need to train your thinking so that you can get higher band scores, speak more confidently, give more information, and not repeat yourself. Okay? So instead of saying the whole day or morning until night, what can I say to make that even better? Okay? We spent an entire day there from not dawn till dusk. Give me something more specific, Irfana, something more accurate. Okay? Rakesh, idioms will only help you if they're used naturally and accurately. All right, I would actually do it like this. So watch how, if I'm just put in, so Carolina says 10 hours, that's even better. Janelle says 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., even better. Very good, Naruto. Yeah, so we spent an entire day there from the time the doors opened at 9 a.m. until they closed late at night around 11 p.m. Okay? Notice how I'm adding content and I'm also making the answer clear. So we spent an entire day there from the time the doors opened at 9 a.m. until they closed late at night around 11 p.m. Much more accurate, more fluent, more comprehensive. You're getting higher band scores. Okay? All right. So that's what you want to do. And now I get into my activities. And I want to always go back to the topic, which is exciting. So this had been an extremely exciting day to spend with my friends because of all of the enjoyable activities that we did. We went on several roller coaster rides. Such as the Red Dragon and Superman. I know Superman is really one, but I don't know about the Red Dragon. Such as the Red Dragon and the Superman. These were really scary, and I almost lost my lunch a couple of times. Okay. So I'm using my notes. So the roller coasters, the Ferris wheel, okay? So at one point, we rode on a Ferris wheel that took us up to 20 stories high, and it was terrifying. And thrilling to see the park and surrounding area from that height. Okay, so here I'm basically now just using up all of those activities and experiences to emphasize why this was an exciting day. This is the focus of the cue card, so I really have to spend time and energy on this part of my answer to make sure that I'm getting that maximum score. Un says, I was bouncing off the wall with excitement when I saw a huge roller coaster ride and a ghost house, a haunted house. It's called a haunted house, Un. Okay? So then we had lunch. We ate corn dogs, and we had a lot of good laughs, full of adrenaline from our adventures. After filling our bellies, we went to the haunted house, which was so scary that one of my friends started crying after we finally got out. Okay. All right. So again, I'm just using those notes. Okay. All right, let's see how many of you are using some of those notes. Un did a good job. Okay. Activities followed by experience. Okay, activities followed by experience. So at this point, what I want to do is I want to check my notes. Okay, so Six Flags Magic Mountain, activities, Ferris wheel, House of Terror. Okay, I've used some of those. Element of surprise, I've used that a bit. Carousel, bumper cars, cotton candy, I haven't used those. I haven't used music, uplifting, funny, so I can do that if I'm still within my time frame. But before I go into more and more details, I want to check the card as well. And this is, again, something I did, students, in my exam yesterday. So some of you know this, some of you don't. Yesterday, I sat an official Ielts exam as a candidate without the examiners knowing that I'm also an Ielts teacher. And I was doing the exact strategies that I'm teaching you, and they worked wonderfully. One of the strategies that I used was checking my card at about 1 minute into my speech, and that was really helpful. It gave me confidence as well, knowing that I'm answering the questions on the card, okay? So how do you feel about this day? I haven't really answered that question yet because this is present tense. So if I were to see this question on the card now, I would make sure that I answer this question as well before giving more details. So I would say something like, looking back at this day, I feel overjoyed that I decided to join my friends on this trip. Not only is it a great memory and fills me with happiness to reminisce about what we did, but such days are not possible at the moment, so it really is a treasure. Okay? Because these days amusement parks are closed, we can't go out. So those kinds of exciting days that we had a year and a half, 2 years ago, they really are a treasure when we think about them. Okay, so I would answer that. Now, if I still have some time, so if the examiner is not stopping me at this point, then I would go back and expand. I can still hear my friends' screams and laughs while we were smashing the bumper cars into each other and chasing each other down, listening to loud rock and roll music. Okay? So now I can use more of those elements in my notes if I still have time, okay? And then I can wrap it up again. So certainly I haven't had an exciting excursion like this since the lockdown. Okay, and I could keep going more if I needed to, but I'm going to stop there. I'm sure the examiner would roughly stop you at this time as well. So all right. So here we go, everyone. Let's practice this speaking. Just follow with me, okay? So again, an exciting day in your life. We went through all of the steps. This is what you need to do in order to get those high band scores. Give me one moment here. And I'll get you back on screen. Hey, there's an exciting moment in life. Your smiling baby looking back at you from a baby seat. It's a good idea too, but just... It's very exciting, but maybe not too much to talk about. So, most exciting day in my life was when my baby girl was smiling, looking back at me, and then my time is up. Okay. So let's go from the top. Repeat after me. Here we go. All right. One of the most, so again, speaking, repeat, okay? One of the most exciting days I've had recently, well, as recently as possible, was visiting Six Flags Magic Mountain Amusement Park in California back in the summer of 2018. I remember that it was a hot day, around 38 degrees plus on June 16th, because it was my friend's 25th birthday, and he had always wanted to go to this theme park. So we finally made the trip. We took a road trip there from Seattle, Washington, with 3 of my friends from high school whom I have known for the past 10 years. Six Flags is a world-famous amusement park on over 100 acres of land and is just slightly north of Los Angeles. We spent an entire day there from the time the doors opened at 9 a.m. until they closed late at night around 11 p.m. This had been an extremely exciting day to spend with my friends because of all of the enjoyable activities that we did. We went on several roller coaster rides, such as the Red Dragon and Superman. These were really scary, and I almost lost my lunch a couple of times. At one point, we rode on a Ferris wheel that took us up to 20 stories high, and it was terrifying and thrilling to see the park and surrounding area from that height. Then we had lunch, we ate corn dogs, and we had a lot of good laughs full of adrenaline from our adventures. After filling our bellies, we went to the haunted house, which was so scary that one of my friends started crying after we finally got out. Looking back at this day, I feel overjoyed that I decided to join my friends on the trip. Not only is it a great memory and fills me with happiness to reminisce about what we'd done, but such days are not possible at the moment, so it really is a treasure. I can still hear my friends' screams and laughs while we were smashing the bumper cars into each other and chasing each other down, listening to loud rock and roll music. Certainly, I haven't had an exciting excursion like this since the lockdown. All right, and I'm sure at this point, the examiner will say, okay, your time is up. Please pass back the card. Now we'll ask you a question about your response and some questions connected to the topic of part 2. And that's your answer. Okay, so again, all I did was chose the right topic to talk about, did some good planning, some good notes, and then put it all together. Okay, and that's what you need to do in the actual exam to get those high band scores. To learn lots more, to learn about how to respond on topics for people, for places, for objects, and for ideas, make sure to visit and join our premium package at aehelp.com for academic IELTS and gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access, and there is a lot of material there for you to study and learn with truly effective strategies, and we prove those strategies. So like I just said, even myself, I sit the IELTS exam, so I prove the strategies that I teach. That's it for today. I will be back on Wednesday. So Sunday, we have a new video coming out. Check that out. It's going to be an HD video, a new speaking section video released tomorrow. Exciting times. It's a really good one, so make sure you check that out. And then I will be back on Wednesday with speaking part 1 for the live class. You're very welcome, everyone. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and much love to all of you wherever you are in this world. Bye for now.